It's my foot. It's an impression of my foot. Joining me once again, Alvin Bernard, owner here at Food-FX and Pedorthist.
Yes.
I'm still getting my my mouth around it. All right, so we took the impression of my foot. I mentioned that the material reminds me of sort of the green stuff you would stick flowers in.
Mm-hmm.
But you said it's a little bit softer, right?
Yep, you can get a fist impression there too. Perfect.
Make an orthotic for my fist.
We can make do your handprint and you can hand it out for your grandchildren
do
someday.
My face. Okay,
yeah,
anyway.
face plant? Yeah, let's do that.
So what would be the next step then?
All right, the next step is, so we have the impression of our foot.
Mm-hmm.
Now what we would do is we would pour, I don't have plaster mixed up, but we would pour plaster in there to get a rough example of the foot, okay?
And you've got a finished one there on the left,
I have a finished one, well, not quite finished, but this is one that we've already poured. And so what happens is we get rid of all this foam that we don't need anymore. I'll just scrape that off there. So there, that's a rough example of what your foot would look like, all ready to go. Now, I take that and I shape it all up, and eventually we end up with something like that. And that's where we do all the corrections in the mold, because we want to take the pressure off your foot and balance your foot pressure evenly.
So now, what are you grinding it down with? Is it similar to a sandpaper?
Yeah, something like that, like a coarse sandpaper. I use like a file, files and that sort of thing.
So do you not
shape it.
lose some of the dimensions of the foot when you're sanding it?
No, because what we want to do is really improve the arch, make it nice and smooth. I mean, that's part of what we what we want to accomplish. We build that into the shape of this, because what the next step is, we're going to take some material like this. We use all different types of material, and some of it is made to be moldable and some of it isn't. But this, we would heat it, and then we would put it over top of here, and then we're going to suck it down over top of the foot model.
And is that where this machine comes into play?
That's where this machine comes into play.
Okay.
Right. So what happens is,
put the foot in there.
We have the foot in there. We would put the plastic material on top, and then we would just suck that down right over top. So because it's soft and moldable, it'll suck down right over the shape of your foot.
Okay. And how do you heat the plastic up?
I just used an oven over there.
Yeah.
A couple different types of ovens, or a heat gun, depends.
And how long does it have to stay in here?
About 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes.
Until it's molded around the foot?
Yeah, we let it cool down. And then eventually we, after it's cooled and everything is set, we pull it out.
Luke, I almost saw that. No? Okay.
All right, so that we would now have like a rough model of the foot, and then the next step is to polish it all up and shape it all up, grind all the excess materials off. This one I've already done, but essentially we use like a coarse grind, a soft grind, and then over here there's a polishing wheel to make it all nice and smooth.
And that's almost the finished product.
Almost the finished product. Now in some cases you could wear it like that, because this is the orthotic.
Yeah.
And this is what does all the work for you. In most cases, we put a full cover on top.
Right.
In your case, we probably wouldn't, because the shoes you wear, you don't have enough room to do that.
My little feet. So later in the show, we'll take a look at not only some finished orthotics, but also some of the shoes that you've got here at the shop that you recommend instead of
what you have on your feet. Yes.
Okay, head to the website in the meantime for all of the information, but stay with us. We've got more to come later in the show.